Welcome back in our mode of action lecture series from medical microbiology. Here we have been talking about various important kind of mode of action that you need to know from the medical microbiology section. So in our previous video from that series we have discussed about botulinum toxin, and the very first installment of us regarding this mode of action lecture series was diphtheria toxin, right? So now we are good to today we do not go to talk about any kind of toxin. Instead today we are going to talk about some antifungal drugs. Okay, so I am going to discuss about two drugs back to back within two separate videos. One is for amphotericin B and another is grisofulvin, which is the next video after that. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, amphotericin B. What is amphotericin B? First of all, we need to know that amphotericin B is an antifungal drug. Okay, and now the question is, if you want to memorize everything regarding the fungal drug, bacterial drug, you need to maintain a what I should say pattern, so that it could be very easy to remember for you. Okay, otherwise it becomes haphazard. So first important thing that you need to remember, that what kind of protection it provides. Either it destroys bacteria, either it destroys fungus, or other it destroys virus. So here it is an antifungal drug, that means it acts against fungus, right? Now second question of you will be with what kind of mechanism it shows, whether it destroys cell wall, whether it destroys cell membrane, whether it involved in inhibition of replication, whether it involved in transcription or translation, what? Then you come to the mode of action part. What is the mode of action? Then the last question of you should be, what is the in what kind of disease this particular drug is used. Okay, so we are going to follow this pattern to complete amphotericin B. So first of all, what kind of drug it is? It is an antifungal drug. Okay, so okay, then what kind of mechanism it follows? So it affects the cell membrane. Now the third is what kind of mechanism? So let's come here. Before going to discuss about what is the mechanism that it follows, you need to know about some basic thing regarding fungal cell membrane, so that it will be very easy to you to remember about amphotericin B. So remember that fungal cell membrane is made up of ergosterol. So ergosterol is the building blocks of cell membrane. For us, the in case of ergosterol we have cholesterol, right? So this biochemical pathway is simply the pathway for synthesis of ergosterol, and this ergosterol in turn synthesize the cell membrane. So let's discuss about this biochemical pathway a little bit. So the first product or precursor is here squalene. So squalene, in presence of squalene epoxidase, give you squalene epoxide, and then this squalene epoxide will convert it into lanosterol, and lanosterol in presence of 14 alpha demethylase gives you ergosterol, and this ergosterol in turn leads to the formation of cell membrane. Okay, so our amphotericin B will going to interact with this ergosterol. Okay, you have to clear this in your mind. So let's come here. So in case of fungus, I have told you that ergosterol is present at that means our plasma membrane or membrane, cell membrane more specifically, is made up of ergosterol in case of fungus, and for us it is cholesterol. So this amphotericin B, suppose this triangle is amphotericin B, this amphotericin B will act with ergosterol hydrophobically and leads to the formation of a pore in the cell membrane. So remember one thing, that cell membrane allows selective movement of imported ions and molecules. So if there is a pore in the cell membrane, so ionic imbalance will take place. All the small molecules such as chlorine, calcium, hydrogen ion, potassium will remove from the cell, which ultimately leads to what? Which ultimately leads to cell death. That is how amphotericin B works. Look at this point. Amphotericin B interact hydrophobically with ergosterol in fungal cell membrane, forming a pore so that all the molecule K plus Cl minus hydrogen ion are lost through this pore, causing cell death. That is the idea of amphotericin B. Okay. So it reacts with ergosterol hydrophobically and forms a pore so that all the molecule K plus Cl minus hydrogen ion are lost through this pore, causing the cell death. So amphotericin B is what? Amphotericin B is a antifungal agent, first thing. So what kind of infection mechanism it shows? It affects the cell membrane. Okay, now what is the mode of action? So you have to say that the building blocks of cell membrane in case of fungus is the ergosterol, and amphotericin B interact with ergosterol hydrophobically to lead to formation of a pore. Okay, and through this pore ionic imbalance will occur. All the K plus Cl minus hydrogen ion are lost through this pore and leads to the cell death. That is how amphotericin B is worked. So amphotericin B is a cell membrane affecting antifungal drug, right? So MCQ may come that what kind of antifungal drug can infect cell membrane. So you have to tick in the amphotericin B. Okay, and now you tell me what kind of disease we can treat with the help of amphotericin B. I have already discussed with you in our fungal previous year question. Yes, absolutely. We have used amphotericin B in the invasive candida infection treatment. Okay, so that's it for amphotericin B, friends. So I hope that this video will be helpful to you. Thank you.